Do not watch Making Contact before coming to see. Strap in. It is wild. It is a wild, wild movie.
All right. We are at the Mount Baker Theater to chat about the nationwide tour of Mystery Science Theater 3000 live January 2nd. I cannot think of a better way to start the new year. We are talking to Nate, and you play Crow the robot.
Yes, it's so funny that you said Crow the robot because his
Crow
name
T Robot.
is Crow T Robot, but the T does in fact stand for the. So you introduced him by his full name.
I did. I'm very formal. This is
Yes.
a very formal.
This is a formal interview. I wore a collared shirt.
And now we're going to get down to business.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay, well, welcome to the Mount Baker Theater.
It's it's gorgeous. When you popped on, I was like, oh, you're in the theater. I can't wait to actually see it in person. January 2nd, 20. It's so funny when you say like January 2nd, 2022. That sounds so far into the future.
I know.
But it's really not.
And I saw that we are like number 30 on this tour. Do you think that you'll have all your kinks worked out by the time you get to us?
Oh, goodness. I hope so. Honestly, yeah, we got to keep the robots well oiled. Otherwise, they don't function properly. I mean, copious amounts of oil and WD-40. Each of the bots, separate rider. You know, I don't have time to go into it. They're divas, these robots, let me tell you. Yeah, all the kinks are already out as far as I'm concerned. It's just we're coasting on that energy, that live energy that we get. It's so funny, this show. Are you familiar with this show?
Oh, yes. I even have a favorite.
Oh, give it to me. That's right. You're super fan. So.
Aliens from LA.
Aliens from LA with
with
oh
Kathy
my goodness,
Ireland.
Kathy Ireland. Thank you. Oh my goodness, that's such a great episode. I haven't heard anybody bring that episode up in a long time. Well done. Have you ever seen any live version of the show?
No, never. I am stoked.
And that's amazing. And I'm not going to really spoil it at all. But what I can say, and what we've really discovered, is that, of course, fans of the TV show are here for it, and they love the live version of the show. And then there are plenty of people that aren't necessarily fans of the TV show, and they love the live version of this show. It's hitting all the marks across the board, which is like such a phenomenal feeling as part of the show, and as also fans. I've been a massive fan of this show since that first season on the Comedy Channel. My career and my sense of humor and everything that I've done up to this point has very much been influenced by Mystery Science Theater. So being able to now be a part of it is still not lost on me as an amazing thing.
I love that. That is so awesome. Fans are everywhere. So
they really are. It's so funny, and they've like come out of the woodwork, and it's as we go on with the show too. We learn more and more people that are like, oh yeah, I've loved that show forever. We're like, whoa, really? Like it's just, this show has been around for so long, and it's part of a lot of people's, DNA, I guess. Like it's just always kind of been there, and it's been a sense of comfort for a lot of people, especially during COVID and during all of those uncertain times, and like being able to bring a smile for a couple hours. It
is amazing that this show is decades old now. You really have to think about it that way. I mean,
and that's why, and it's so funny, and that's why the different subsets of people, they're like the hardcore fans. They're like, oh yeah, Mystery Science Theater, I love it. And then there are those fans that are the people that are like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that at like 4 a.m. when I stumbled in the middle of the night, turned it on, and these little shadows cracking wise at this movie. I thought that was really funny. But yeah, it's been in the zeitgeist for such a long time.
Well, I'm glad. Can you explain Crow in your own words?
Oh man, Crow is the lovable, the lovable wisecracker. He has that snarkiness, but it comes from a place of love. So it's like, he's never really like super mean-spirited. He likes to pick on Tom whenever he can. They have a very brotherly relationship, and some of his best known catchphrases really sum him up really well. Like, you want me, baby. Like that's really him in kind of a nutshell. If you wrapped it up, it's like, hey, you love me, you know it, I know it, you know it. Let's move on.
Yeah, I can only wish I had his confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Being the latest in a line of phenomenal performers that got to portray Crow, Trace Beaulieu, Bill Corbett, Hampton Yount, Grant Pachoco, they all are just so phenomenal and brought this all these really great shades of him. And as a performer, I've it was a daunting task to be like, you're gonna portray this iconic character. As a performer, you want to bring, I want to do justice to not just the character, not just to him, but also to the performers that really helped create him as we know him now. And I try to have a nice little blend of everybody's sensibilities and how they've really formed Crow, and then toss in a little bit of my own little flavors into it.
We'll get to see some Nate spirit come through Crow.
For sure. If nothing else, it's the energy level. I have I'm a very energetic performer. And so I really put a lot of, he's got a lot of juice on stage. And you'll see, and what's really great, if anybody hasn't seen the live version of this show, again, taking it back to the Great Cheesy Movie Circus Tour, was really, Joel really wanted to bring the bots out. And, he wanted to see Crow walk around on stage or ride around on a unicycle or hop on a pogo stick, and wanted Servo in the show flies around, but you very rarely got to see him do that until Netflix. The newer Netflix shows, they were able to have Tom fly in and around in the theater. And so for the live stage, he wanted Tom to fly around on stage. And so, without spoiling too much, that's what you guys get to see live. You get to see the bots do more than they have ever really done on the TV. It adds that new, like, oh wow, that's all this is happening right here. And GPC is a lot more mobile now, and she moves around, and it's a really fun visual element added on top of the already just hilarious sketches and script in the movie that we have this go around, which is wild. Have you ever seen Making Contact, the movie?
No.
Fabulous.
I don't think I have.
Don't. Great. That's the right answer. You have not seen this movie before, and it's so funny because that's a question I ask most people before we have some VIP meet and greets beforehand the show, and the first question I ask is, has anybody seen this movie? And so far, nobody has seen this movie before. I highly recommend, do not watch Making Contact before coming to see the show.
I won't. I
just
promise.
Just let it happen. Let it organically happen.
Soak it all in.
Strap in. It is wild. It is a wild, wild movie.
So we talked about Crow. Now you have an extensive background with puppetry, voiceovers, but as we touched on, this is live. How has that experience been different for you?
That's a really great question. Thankfully, I cut my professional puppetry teeth live on stage in New York, and my love of puppetry was my gateway into entertainment and into becoming a performer. But throughout my scholastic career, I didn't have an outlet for puppetry to really make that the main focus. So I really went into the traditional acting route and musical theater route, and always incorporated puppetry elements whenever I could. And it's one of those like golden opportunity moments where it's like everything that I've ever wanted to do literally combined into one thing. So I get to puppeteer, I get to sing a little bit, and I get to do a lot of different impressions and character voices. It's one of my favorite things about Crow, and because of, again, taking it back to Trace Beaulieu, he's such a brilliant performer and did a lot of character voices as well, and a lot of great impressions, and that really helped inform me as a kid growing up doing that as well. So it's all into one golden robot package.
So you're living the dream.
I'm living a dream that I never knew have been possible. The show was off the air in 1999. To date me, I graduated high school in '99, and then that show ended. It was like a chapter of my life. High school was over. MST3K was over, right? It's like, what's gonna happen? And so, but that show, as it did with many, with me, just we kept it going. It didn't matter. Like I had episodes recorded on VHS that I would just binge watch. So we kept that show alive for a lot of us. And you know, it was back in the old days, it was keep circulating the tapes. And now we keep circulating the URL or keep circulating the hashtag. And so it's total dream that I never thought would ever be a thing, you know. So it's
well, this just makes it even more meaningful and inspiring and exciting. So I cannot wait to have you guys here in our
we're so excited.
Theater.
We're so excited for you to see it. We're
Absolutely.
super excited for upcoming season 13 at the Gizmoplex for Mystery Science Theater, or the new episodes coming your way very soon.
Yay! Amazing.
All good stuff.
All right, sir. Well, we'll see you January 2nd to kick off this new year.
And we're going to help you burn calories by laughing. You know, everybody starts those New Year's resolutions. We're going to help you laugh off those calories on January 2nd.
Good. My perfect diet. All right, sir. Thanks, Nate. We'll
It's
see
so
you
nice to
later.
meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye. We did it! Victory is ours!